Hi folks, today's project, loose edited washes to create a focus on the figure with optional hints of background. So you do your drawing, keep it loose. If you want, a timer can help with this if you're using a photo, because the temptation is to really get every last line perfect with a photo and become a human photocopier. So decide where you want the drama in the pose and put in the detail or the contrast there. So I kind of like what's going on in this area. I find it kind of backlit and neat with a good gesture. So I'm going to work into that. Now, I am using my Scepter Gold brush, which is somewhat beat up, but it still holds a point, and it still has some nice snap to it. I'm using a mix of ultramarine blue and cadmium red, and I can hear people go, "Oh my God, why are you painting the head in purple?" Well, it's a low saturation purple, and the head is backlit as it is, so I kind of want this nice rich color that I'm going to get. Now, remember, I can always come in later with some detailing. Right now I'm just trying to get that nice backlit sense. And by putting a dark in here, I'm going to put light in the top of the sleeve. Now, it's always possible to just come in with some clean water, right? And that clean water will give you some wonderful, wonderful light. So I can pick up a little if I want, or I can even come in with ultramarine blue. Whee! But Bonnie, the hair is not blue. Well, yeah. If it bothers me, I can always glaze later with something like maybe a burnt sienna. That's a nice transparent color, or if I want to be more literal, I can use an umber, but right now I kind of just want to have fun. So coming in here, getting a little bit of the sense of the mass of that hand and the plane break, where there's the light here catching the knuckles there, and then it's moving down into shadow. I can always come in and glaze and make more of that. Now, the sleeve has those wonderful folds in it. You can come in just with a simple sweep of the brush to give yourself the sense of, well, there's the arm underneath that fabric. Now, let's see. Notice when I'm doing this, I blot the brush, I clean it off, I blot it, I push in and I rotate. And that's picking up some of those fabric folds and softening the edge. Now, there's this beautiful shadow in there that I want. And I think I'm going to up the amount of blue for that shadow. Now the fun thing is the area right above it is still wet. So I could have a nice soft transition in there, which I kind of would like. We'll see what happens. Then all those neat fabric folds. And those fabric folds give a wonderful sense of the push of the figure going over like that. Rinse, knock off the excess water. Just coming in with some more. I don't want it to be too light because it's a backlit figure. So, and once again, the option of coming in with that brush, getting some nice feeling of fabric folds. Now remember, this side of the fabric is rolling over the leg. So you want to make sure you have that nice sense of roll. Now, what did I just do? I put in some of the ultramarine, then I hit it with a little bit more moisture. I can soften up by picking up some of that moisture so I get the roundness of the leg. A little bit of fabric fold there because you want the sense of the knee in there. You need some of that. That knee is coming at you, but you don't want too much detail or contrast because you don't want that to be the focus. You want that to be the focus. At least I want that to be the focus. So now I'm going to come in here. If I played my cards right and got the timing, then I've got a light area here, a dark area in here, which gives me light on the fabric and light on the top of his knee. And just a little bit of ultramarine. Now I would like to pick up a little bit more purple in the pole that he's using to steer that rowboat, canoe, whatever nautical term is necessary for that. And I want him really to be pushing into that. So let me give it a little bit more oomph in there. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just unify it. Have a little bit more fabric fold. Now already I'm getting that sense of the figure pushing forward, pushing into this hand. Ooh, you know what? I kind of like that. Let me emphasize that for a second. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Meant to do that all the time. And I can always come in with a sgraffito edge and really have him pushing into that. Ooh, I still had red on the brush. What fun. Okay, I've got some strong darks there. I've got some strong darks there. If I put the dark in of the rowboat, it's going to emphasize his legs. I have to decide, do I really want to do that? That boat's in there. The boat is in shadow there. Remember, you can always put that shadow right up and over the figure, and that'll unify the figure with what's around it. So rowboat, canoe, whatever it is. I'm not going to do every last little detail of the architecture of the boat, just a hint. I mean, I kind of need this just because that's where the foot is over here. And I don't want to do too much more. I'm okay if it's not totally clear in there because I don't really need it to be utterly clear. Let it just dissolve a little bit into the mystery of the shadows. blot the brush, pick up some dense pigment if you want to play this game of coming in with soft line. I do not want a little bit of white right in an area of dense shadow. Sorry, don't want that. But neither do I want strong, aggressive detail in an area that should be fading into shadow. So, I don't want to do too much more on this. If I want to come in with a sense of what's happening in the background, what I want to do, rinse, knock off a little of that water, okay? If this is one side of the body of water, notice I'm just coming all the way up. I have no intention of going all the way up. If it's clean water, it's not going to show. If I come in on the edge of that lake, I can get myself a few trees in the mist by tilting the page if it's really wet. If I can't stand that and I just want no details, just a sense of that tree, I blot a clean brush and pull off that excess. Now, I don't want it to be a point into him. And I can do the same thing on the other side. But I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I want you guys to go and paint. So I'm rounding up the leg. I'm coming in with a few last strokes. I don't want high contrast there. I'll give myself a little bit of tone there because it's backlit and I don't want it to be too contrasty. And if I can wangle a nice bloom right there, that would make me happy. So play around with your image. See what you can do with different colors. If you want a lot of line, if you want a lot of wash, if you want to play with background and have a minimal figure, or if you want to play with just wonderful contrasty color, you can see I'm not being too serious about this. I'm just having a good time playing. Have fun in what you do, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. This is the final of the piece that I did today for the project. I did work a little bit more on, did a few more glazes, a little bit more brushwork, but I'm content with it.